speech, well put together, and you can probably feel a lot of pain in his voice. He suffered with Julian, as many of us do, and a lot of us would like to, exchange places with Julian, to take away some of the pain and suffering that he's endured. For our benefit, we have enjoyed some truths. For a long time, we have been kept in the dark. We need truth tellers. We need people who will come up and risk their lives for us. And our next speaker is David McBride, who has done exactly that. He's been punished, he's been persecuted for giving detailed accounts of crimes that were perpetuated in our name. Those crimes were perpetrated by our armed forces, and like most armed forces, soldiers make mistakes. But when they make mistakes on a regular basis and end the lives of innocent people, then it must be brought to our attention. If we want to be the policemen of the world, we want good cops out there. We don't have a right to be the policemen of the world, in my estimation, but if we are going to be, at least we should be good cops, and we haven't been. David McBride has brought that to our attention. He tried desperately to tell his superiors, he tried desperately to tell the War Department, or whatever it's called. He tried every way possible to make that connection with what is correct and proper. He was banging his head against a brick wall, and so he went to the ABC. Well, David can probably tell you more about it than me, and would like to welcome up David, and please listen and try and feel his pain too, because his pain is continuing as well, the same as Julian's. He is being pursued by an animal that has no head, basically. Okay, David.
Quite a soft voice to get quite close. I won't be long. My lawyer's here tonight, and he's told me to keep it short. He's always here when I least expect it. Julian Assange and I have something in common, and that is we both are fighting against the idea that the government can commit crime and it's not a crime. Now, I believe that is wrong. I believe if the government commits a crime, people need to speak up. And if they do speak up, they shouldn't be punished. As we saw in that very confronting film, there's a lot of things wrong in the world. Not least of which is the fact that he's going to trial in another country and may lose his liberty. An Australian politician said about 20 years ago, we will decide who comes to this country and the manner in which they will come. Now, while that was a cynical statement to earn popularity, I would say to the successors of that man, the Australian people should decide who goes on trial and the manner under which they go to trial, not the Americans. We have become a slave state, and there is something we can all do, and I know everybody here is already doing everything they can. There is something practical we can all do to help Julian Assange, and that is to do everything we can to fight screaming and kicking to get a change of government in the next 6 months. And if we can do that, We can then work on the next government, and we can get an anti-corruption body, and we can get Julian out, we can get myself out, and we can make Australia right again. We can make Australia the country it used to be again, and we can then take that fight to the rest of the world. I don't think anybody here knows who the real bad guys are, and doesn't know who the real bad guys are. Let's keep fighting. I know you all are. Do everything you can, because we can win this. We can actually win this. Impossible as it may have seemed 10 years ago, we can beat the bad guys.
Yes.
And it will be so sweet when we do.
Yes.
It will be so sweet. So keep fighting, and let's all be ready to celebrate in about a year's time.
Yes.